You're welcome to this series, the Courtship series, and this is part B. We'll be able to address part A, whereby we talk about Christ factor, and we also talked about counseling. So today we'll be talking about two other factors that really matter in a godly courtship, and I'm going to start these with chastity. A godly courtship is that which is God glorifying. And a God glorifying relationship, a God glorifying courtship is that which is chaste, that which sexual purity is observed and celebrated, that which sexual purity is the order of the day. And at this point, I want to put it to you that you should not over spiritualize yourself to neglect the reality and manifestation of flesh and in the demonstration of feelings and emotion. I am not saying you should see yourself as not being capable, but I'm also wanting to balance the scale, that you should not over spiritualize it, and this can only work out when both parties celebrate, understand, and is in agreement to be sexually pure. It's a deliberate act. Sexual purity is a deliberate act, and it's going to be more realistic when both parties are in agreement. It's going to be a more realistic way to ensure that courtship is sexually pure. And when you're talking of sexual purity, it's going to be in the right place to just ensure self-control. Self-control is the key word in sexual purity. If sexual purity is a watchword, self-control is the key. And self-control is not learnt in marriage. Self-control is learnt now in that relationship. This is now to learn self-control as a lady. This is now to learn self-control as a man. It is not in marriage that you learn self-control. I will advise you refer to my video on relationship without blemish. I've been able to deal properly, in that area of self-control, sexual purity in any godly relationship. So I move to the next point, which is commitment. Commitment on its own, in my own definition, please, is simply saying I'm ready to be committed to a partner as we see marriage in view. And marriage in view is that which is for the rest of my life. So when you are saying you are committed to someone, what are the things to watch out for? Number one, when you're committed to someone, you are prioritizing that person. You are making that person's happiness, that person's vision, that person's everything about that individual. You are going to prioritize that person. You're after God. You are putting that person next because you are proving that you are committed to such an individual. Next under commitment is when you say you are committed to someone, you are committed to make the relationship work. I don't know why you say you are committed and you're not ready to make things work. You are comparing your partner with your ex-girlfriend. You're comparing your partner to your ex-partners. That's the relationship. For crying out loud, aside the fact that that's really hot. If your ex was that perfect, if the relationship was that perfect, you won't call such an individual your ex. That relationship should be working right now, or should have ended up in a marriage. So comparing your partner rather to your ex really hurts and does not show any form of commitment. So if you're doing that in that courtship, I want you to stop that habit. Then the next is be confident in the person you are in courtship with. That shows you are committed. When you are confident in the person you are in courtship with, it simply shows the word and validates the word commitment. Then next to that is be committed and let it be shown in your ability to forgive. I'm going to do a video on 3 people you should not marry, and ability to forgive really matters. Someone say marriage is like ministry of affair. It's like a ministry of offense. So you have to start growing the mentality of forgiving. You see, your partner is the most important person to you, is the most wonderful person to you after God, especially in marriage. But at the same time, that your partner is the person that's going to annoy you most. So you have to, start growing your mentality of forgiveness. And at this point, I want to state the what I call the pond and river mentality. Pond is a small water body, unlike a big river. The two water bodies are, the capacity is way different. For pond, you have small. That is where you have a size of the pond is small. That's where you put all the goodness, the good things about your partner, the good traits, the good things that you just love about your partner. That's where you put it. What he does, what she does that you like. That's where you put it such a way that it overflows and you're happy, you're grateful to God to have him. While a river, a sea mentality is where you bury the wrongs of that individual. It will never overflow. You will never feel that he has overdone it or she has overdone it, and you are opting out. Wait, at this point it is important I note that I'm not saying I'm ruling out the fact that you have to trash out issues, you have to discuss some things, you have to review some things, but I'm just saying that you will not end up being bitter because you have this mentality of forgiving even ahead. Now, next under commitment, to show that your commitment, stop threatening your partner always that you want to leave the relationship. Why are you threatening her? Why are you threatening him? It does not show commitment. Now you want to be sure that you are not threatening your partner in other forms. It's one thing you're saying verbally, is one other thing you're doing it in another way. So stop threatening your partner if truly you want to prove you're committed to your partner. Then next other commitment is be willing to work on yourself to become someone better for yourself and for your partner, for every individual around you. Yes, commitment shows you want to make things better, you want things to work out, so work on yourself also. Then the next other commitment is, yes, there are necessary compromise. Commitment comes with compromise, right, to prove that yes, you are in love, you are serious, you are committed, but also there are some unacceptable, unagreeable compromise, even though you are committed to such an individual. For example, as a believer, in some parts of our place in Nigeria, it is believed that if a lady does not get pregnant for you before marriage, it does not show she will be fertile in marriage. And as a believer, that is not the word of God. The word of God says the bed undefiled. So that's, at that point, you cannot compromise even though you are committed. I'll be doing a video also to address such contradicting stuff in marriage. It is not just when such things comes up you run away. No, there's a way to address it. It's when you have exhausted all your approaches, that's when you can now think of opting out of such a relationship. I want you to stay tuned even as the part C come up on 6 important C on godly courtship. Thank you for joining me once again. I remain your relationship just partner, Olatomide Olatunde. Thank you.